Hello and welcome to another episode. I am Brian, the Unskilled Commander. You are tuning in to match 3 of Azusa, written Seri, Maher, High Captain, and Kediss, Emberclaw Familiar. These are all decks constructed with cards I already owned in my 3-row card box. So they have no cards designed for the decks, no cards. Well, I shouldn't say that. But they have no cards bought for the decks. No major upgrades. They do have some good cards. I still had a couple good cards in there, and I actually pilfered a couple good cards for Rin and Seri out of one of my other decks as I was building this, because this is the first time I've had a token deck that actually does pretty decent at making tokens. So I swiped Doubling Season and Parallel Lives out of my Squirrels deck and put them in here because it's going to serve better in there, though we haven't seen either one yet. But yeah, it's kind of a thought experiment this time around, as most of the episodes are, but it's about finding something fun, trying these commanders, trying different things, and then letting them prove themselves. After I'm done, it'll be like, okay, this deck was really fun to play. I want to upgrade this. I want to turn this into a real deck, or this one didn't do what I wanted even after three games, or even if I play a few games on my own besides without filming them, it's like, this one didn't do it. So it's a great way to play, Commander and learn about the decks without having to waste money. And then, of course, you can do like Moxfield and make a brand new deck from scratch without any, you know, actual physical cards at all. Do it that way and try and play test it there and then decide if you want to keep it, which is a very valid way of building decks. But because I have so many cards, I hate having them just sit there and not be used. So that's the crux of where these decks came from. It'll be a little while before I can truly put them into rotation against my other regular decks. Maybe these two uh, can do it a little bit early, and it probably won't have to be too many expensive cards to give them a minor upgrade. Those two are going to be a lot trickier to get them bigger and better, but we'll see. I've already rolled the dice. Rin and Seri is going first, so let's jump in to match 3. Broker's Hideout, sacking it to go get. You sacrifice it when it enters the battlefield. Find yourself a forest, or a plains, or an island. Put it on the battlefield tap, shuffle, and you gain a life. And I gain a life. That's all we can do. We're going to pass turn. Draw for turn. Swamp, but no 1-drops, so we'll pass. Draw over here. A mountain, but again, no 1-drops, so we'll pass. Fair and balanced magic, as my one friend Tim says. No crazy turn 1 plays. We'll draw, play a forest for turn, and again, no 1-drops. All right, everyone's on the same level playing field right now. So we're going to untap for turn 2, upkeep, draw a card. I will play Citadel Guildgate, declaring green. So this now taps for white or green, but does come in tapped. And that's all we can do. We'll pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. Mountain for turn. Tapping 2 and playing Maher. Or High Captain. I have no idea how you're really supposed to say that. I'm sure I'm butchering it, but it's like Mahur with the special little whatever it is symbol over top of the U. So it's like Maher or Hoover. I don't know. It's just fun to say. He's a 2/2 with menace. If one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on an army, a goblin, or an orc that you control, that many +1 get put on instead. So he's all about +1/+1 counters. We're going to pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. Mountain for turn. We'll go ahead and tap 2 and play Kediss, Emberclaw Familiar. It's a 1/1 that says whenever a commander you control deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent. But that's all we can do, and they don't have haste, so we'll pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. Play a forest for turn. Regrettably, no 2-drops, so going a little bit slow. We're going to pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. We will play a mountain for turn. Oh, well, we just talked about this. So 1, 2, 3, parallel lives. If an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many of those tokens instead. really great for this. Now, of course, that's a major target early in the field, but hopefully nobody has, enchantment removal or the mana enough to pay for it. Within these decks, there's not that much enchantment removal. I'm speaking more about like play groups, like with your friends and stuff. Hopefully, you can get this out and leave it there. Oh, wait, nope, sorry. That's a 4-drop. That is not a 3-drop. So I cannot do that. So there we go. We just gave away our whole strategy to the rest of the table. Curses. But we'll pass. Now everyone knows what he's had. Everyone's going to start attacking there. Untap, upkeep, draw. Play a mountain for turn. I guess we'll try and play it safe, so we'll tap 2 to play Lightning Greaves. The equipped creature has haste and shroud. It can't be the target of spells or abilities. That includes your own. I always get hexproof and shroud confused. You want creatures with hexproof because that means your opponents can't target them, but you can. Shroud makes things a lot more difficult because now you can't target your own creatures. But anyway, we'll equip it because it's got an equip cost of 0. And now he's got hasted, which is immaterial because he already was on the battlefield long enough. But no one can target to remove him. So we're going to move to combat, and we will, in fact, swing 2 at you because A, you do have the most life, and B, you stupidly showed us that you're going to make a crap ton of tokens soon. We'll go ahead and pass. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. I'll play a mountain. All right, we're going to tap all 3 to play Letter of Acceptance. Tap it to add 1 mana of any color, or you can pay 2 and sack it to get to draw a card. Now, this is obviously it's a mono red deck, so why would I have something that gives mana of any color? But the card draw is part of it. It's like it's a mana rock that definitely it's not just a colorless, where it's like, oh no, I have a 1 red drop, I can't play it. This one taps for a color, so it's perfect. And I do in fact have a 1 red drop. Well, it's an instant, so I suppose I should play it properly. We're going to move to combat, and I'm going to swing Kediss also at you. In response to no blockers, I'm going to tap for red to play Free from Flesh. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, and you put 2 oil counters on it. I don't really have oil counters, nor am I going to bother because I don't have anything else in the deck that deals with that oil counters. But it is now a 3/3, 1, 2, 3. But whenever it deals combat damage to a player, the other players get it too. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. To be fair, that is not commander damage on these 2 characters. It's just straight they get I don't even know how you would call it, just some sort of reflected damage or something like that. That's the only character that gets commander. We will pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. I'll play Forest for turn. Tap all 3 to play Azusa, Lost but Seeking. A 1/2 that says you may play 2 additional lands on each of your turns. And guess what, guys? I do, in fact, have 2 other lands in my hand. So that helps catch us up to where ramp deck should be at this point, probably less than. But it's something. And we have a blocker. We're going to go ahead and pass. Go over here. Play another mountain. Tapping all 4 to play Seri. Whenever it's a 4/4, cat/dog, because there's 2 of them on there basically. Whenever you cast a dog spell, you make a cat token. Whenever you cast a cat, you make a dog token. And you can pay red, green, white, and tap Seri to deal damage equal to 1 and gain life equal to the other, blah, blah, blah. I haven't actually got to use that tap ability just yet, but we'll see. We will go ahead and pass. Untap. Upkeep, draw. I'm going to play a Terramorphic Expanse, cracking it to go get a swamp on the field. Tapped. Then, just because we'll see what this whole shenanigans is all about, we're going to tap 3 to play Orc High Berserker. It's an Orc Berserker. It's 3/2. When Orc High Berserker enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Boom, there we are. That is the ring. So as the ring tempts you, you get an emblem named the ring, if you don't have one, already have it. Then your emblem gains its next ability, and you choose a creature you control to become or to remain your ring bearer. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh no, I ripped it! So it's going to be your ring bearer is legendary and can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. So the Orc High Berserker is not a legendary creature, but he is now. because he's holding on to the One Ring, and he can't be blocked by things with greater power. Now, he doesn't have haste, so it's not that important. And this does have menace. Now, at this point, yeah, we still know he's got that in hand. That's ramping, and that's doing damage to everybody. I'm not crazy about that either. I guess I should focus, though. We don't want the games to go on forever. But I also don't want to unfairly attack one character. I do think he would probably go in this direction this time, just because. 2 damage to you. 1, 2. Technically, they both have 2 damage from this commander. I don't know that it's ever going to matter, but we'll mark it just in case. Try and remember the purples are him. If that's all we can do, we will go ahead and pass. The cool thing about that tempting of the ring, it keeps whatever, like, the next time I play a card that says the ring tempts you, it will move to the second. Here I have this little ring token for the token. So then it'll move down to the next one, sort of like going through a dungeon. But it keeps all the prior things, no matter, especially if it's, well, no, it just keeps them regardless of if you change ring bearers or not, I believe. So we're over here. We untapped, we upkeep, we draw. No more lands, and that is unfortunate. So the only thing we can, oh no, wait, I have that. Never mind. We're going to go ahead and tap for 4 and play Sad Robot. Solum Simulacrum. When he enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, put on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle, and when he dies, you draw a card. So we get a little bit of catching up to where we should be for mana, because we missed a drop just now. So that helps keep us on par at least, or on track, whatever you want to call it. I am tapped out, though, and no one is open. And unfortunately, I need to get really good equipments that, well, not really good equipments. I just need to get equipments that give him trample or flying or unblockable so that he can deal damage and start dealing damage to everybody. So we're going to pass. All right, untap, upkeep, draw. Good, it's a forest. So I will play the forest. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and then pay the 2 for the kicker cost. Grow from Ashes. Search your library for a basic land card, put on the battlefield, and shuffle. If a spell was kicked, search for 2 basic land cards instead and put them on the battlefield. 1 and 2. Now, as I said in prior episodes, part of the construction of this deck was a little backwards because most of the ramp spells do that. It puts them directly on the battlefield. So I'm not getting any extra lands into my hand to take advantage of her ability. I need to really increase the draw cards in this deck, adding, maybe take out a couple creatures and take out even a couple ramp spells and put in like a good 4, 5, 6 really good green card draw spells so I can get like, oh, draw 3 cards, draw 4 cards, whatever, so that I can be like, okay, cool, now I have extra lands to play for a couple turns. But then again, the whole point is getting lands on the battlefield early. So, whether that's kind of just directly onto the battlefield or whether I'm getting them in my hand and playing them, it's kind of irrelevant, so it's not a big concern. I do not have any 1-drops, so Azusa is just going to sit there and literally look pretty because it is a very cool looking variant. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Going to play Jetmir's Garden, comes in tapped. And since everyone knows it's there, I might as well go ahead and play Parallel Lives now. I could attack, but that would leave me open and I am getting some damage. So we're going to go ahead and pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. Ooh, that's a good card to get. Well, I mean, it's a decent land card to get, but I don't know that I need it just yet. So we'll play it on Mountain for turn. So I will tap 2 and play Mordor Muster. You draw a card and you lose a life. And amass Orcs 1. Get our little Orc army token there. And go ahead and make a 1/1. But because he's on the field, it's a 2/2 Orc army. And the amass aspect is why I built the deck, although I'm not sure how viable or good it is. But we'll see. That's the whole point of all this testing. we are going to move to combat. I'm going to send her at you because he has menace, so you can't block him, and Urkai at you because you, the ring bearer, can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. So that's going to be 3 damage to you, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2 damage to you. Again, it is commander damage, but I really don't care. I guess we will. Will be, just in case. So all the purples are from him. We're going to go ahead and pass turn because there's nothing else there. Untap, upkeep, draw. Play a land for turn. Good. So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. And that's a good one to play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Caged Sun. As Caged Sun enters the battlefield, choose a color, choosing red. Creatures you control of the chosen color get +1/+1, and whenever a land's ability adds 1 or more mana, you add an additional mana of that color, of the chosen color, to the mana pool. So now all my mountains tap for double, which is awesome. And now he is a 2/2. This is still just 2/2. I can't really attack into anybody. I could, but it would be useless right now, which is sad. But this is a very weird deck that I built on this one, so it's probably not going to do. It hasn't done horribly crazy bad, but it also hasn't done really much of anything. So, but we're going to pass. So, all right, we've got a ton of mana over here. We better be able to do something with it. We're untapping. We're drawing a card. Cool, it's a land. We will play a land. All right, this works out exactly. So we're going to tap 4 for a cutesy version of Goreclaw, Terror of Kal Sisma. It's a 4/3 that says creature spells you cast with power 4 or greater cost 2 less to cast, 2 colorless. And whenever Goreclaw attacks, each creature you control with power 4 or greater gets +1/+1 and gains trample until end of turn. So that means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7 to play Mossbeard Ancient, a 7/7 tree folk. When he enters the battlefield, you gain 5 life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Nobody has haste, of course, but still, that is a pretty solid thing. And again, this is just big green stompy. I've never had a functioning, really good mono green deck, so I wanted to try something simple. It's extremely hard to make a big stompy green deck and make it poorly, even with, so as you can see, I mean, I'm already. Now, granted, this is a little late because what's probably like turn 5 or 6. It should go faster even than this, but still, that's pretty good. We're going to pass. Rin and Seri better start doing some stuff or else they are in trouble. Untap, upkeep, draw. Going to do Cabaret Courtyard. Sacrifice it to get we're going to get a forest. I'm going to gain a life off of it. Okay, there's the forest. Tap for white and 2 others. Play Sky Hunter, Strike Force. It's a flying 2/2 melee as long as you control your commander, which I do. Other creatures you control have melee. Shoot, I don't know what melee is. I'll have to look that up. But anyway, when I play a cat, I make 2 dog tokens. Well, I make a dog token, but Parallel Live says it's going to be 2. I'm not going to bother putting a image on it. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, again, no one has haste. So melee means anytime a creature attacks with melee, it gets +1/+1 for every opponent attacked with a creature this turn. So I would have to attack with like all of them attacking everybody to get +1/+1. So that's like meh. I mean, it sounds like it's probably a cool thing, but I may be misunderstanding it a little bit. I'll worry about it later. But I'm not going to go to combat, even though I do have blockers now. We're going to pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. Rogue's Passage, which is the good land I have picked up before. I'm going to go ahead and tap 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 to pay for the X to play Goblin Offensive for 3. Make 3 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. There are 3 of them. A lot of different things can block him because he can't be blocked by. Yes, most of the creatures, the little creatures, can block him. He has menace, and so everyone has 2. So it's a little problematic now. No one can really. I can't really swing in just yet, so we're gonna pass. Don't want to slow things down too much, but we'll untap, upkeep, draw. Okay, so remember my land's tapped for 2 now, so 1, 2, 3, 4 to play Hedron Archive. Pretty cool. Then 1, 2, and 3 to play Sky Scanner. When it enters the battlefield, I draw a card. Okay, Mountain. I will play the Mountain. 1, 2. Let's put this over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 to play Jamedai Tome. It's an artifact. Pay 4 and tap it to draw a card, which I think I will do because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap it, draw a card. Okay, another Mountain. But we're drawing cards. We're doing stuff. Gonna have to pass. I like what that did with all that, the mana and the card draw. That was really good, but we're not getting anything to buff the commander, which is the whole point of the deck and commander damage. We untap over here, we upkeep, we draw. This is also not super helpful at this point, but we're going to go ahead and tap 3, 4 to play Explosive Vegetation. Search for 2 basic lands, put them on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. And in response, I'm going to tap 3 to play an instant Natural Connection. Search for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. That way I can do it all at once. So that's 1, 2, 3. I'm getting 3 basic lands onto the battlefield. And we get to shuffle, which is probably more important at this point. I still have 2 mana left, but unfortunately, the 1 card in my hand is not able to use that. We do have a 7/7 with Tramp, so we need to take advantage of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Oh, yeah. So they could all stack block and kill Mossbeard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, the only one that can't is you. So we're gonna swing Mossbeard at you because you can't block it. Or you can't kill it. So we'll block with Sad Robot to draw a card, but you will then take 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you draw a card. Okay, still nothing super helpful, but it was worth a try. We will then pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Play a mountain. Going to tap 2, and let's see, in a green to play for its mutate cost, Regal Leosaur. It's a dinosaur cat. Whenever this creature mutates, other creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Now, first things first, we played a cat, so we're going to make 2 more dogs, thanks to Parallel Lives. There we go. We got 2 dogs that have summoning sickness down here. Now, everything else is getting +2/+1 until end of turn. I will then tap 1, 2, 3 to play Arcbound Tracker. It's a 0/0 menace with modular, so it comes in modular 2, so it comes in with 2/+1/+1 counters on it. Whenever you cast on a spell other than your first spell each turn, put a counter on him. So that's going to be tricky. I'm probably not going to remember that. I need to try. He's got menace, but more importantly, he's a dog, which means he's going to make a cat token. It's a really cool looking cat token I got from the Baltimore Command Fest. It's technically a green cat token. This is like white and it's cat soldier and it's vigilance. It doesn't have vigilance, but I'm just using that for right now. But that does make 2. So we will also use this cat token that I got down there, which is very cool. This one says lifelink. It doesn't have lifelink. They're just 1/1s that are green for all intents and purposes. But we need to try and do some stuff, I believe, right? Because right now this is now a 6/5. This is a 4/3 in the air, which is definitely important. And this is a 4/3, 3/2. And this, let's see, whenever it mutates, creatures you control. So that means itself. So this is a 4/3. So essentially these two are the same. They're 4/3s. Now we're definitely sending the flyer. Nobody else has flying, so we definitely need to do that. 6/5 swinging. I don't think we want to swing Rin and Seri just yet because it's too easy of a target to try and stack block. Although, yeah, all right. All right, so we're sending the flyer at you. Rin and Seri at you because your blockers. He doesn't have trample, but, and plus you do have a flyer. I forgot about that. Let's see. And this, as we said, is a 4/3. This is just a 3/2. Not really the best idea to send. He's got too many blockers. Yeah, so that's probably going to be where we stop. So again, this is 4. 4 in the air, you can't block it. You can block it, you're going to block it with this thing. No trample, so nothing else gets through. We're going to say we've got 3 dogs that can block, and then 2 cats down here, and then this little doggy over here. That is all we can. Oh, shoot. Well, nope, I used the mana wrong, but that's on me. I could have actually given Ren and Seri trample, but it's fine. Well, it might not be fine. Who knows, right? But we're gonna pass. All right, see, I get my energy up. I'm being boring. I don't want to be boring, I swear. Untap, upkeep, draw. Okay, so we'll go ahead and tap 3 red to play Hordling Outburst. Put 3 1/1 Goblin tokens onto the field, so this just goes up to 6 now. 3 of them have Summoning Sickness, 3 don't, so we won't use them to attack. But also, we're gonna do this, 2 black and 1 other, to play Claim the Precious. Destroy. I know everybody's got to be doing that joke, right? Destroy target creature. The ring tempts you. So who are we going to destroy? We're obviously going to destroy the 7/7 with trample. That's a no-brainer. And then the ring tempts you, so it now goes to this one. I'm going to leave him be the ring bearer. And the second phase is whenever your ring bearer attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. Is that something we want? I think that is probably something we want. We got plenty of those. All right. So we're going to move to combat. We're going to swing Maher at you because he has menace. You can't block because you have 1 creature. So 1, 2. That will be 4 there. And we're going to sing. Combat happens all at once. I should be declaring them all at once. Urkai is going to go at you. He is a 3/2 that says whenever he attacks, I draw a card and discard a card. So I'm going to draw that. Totally going to keep that and then discard Soulless Jailer because I don't think anyone's dealing with their graveyards in this game. He cannot be blocked by creatures with greater power, so the Warclaw can't block him, but she can. However, she'll die, but we really don't need to worry about the lands at this point. So yeah, no trample, so nothing gets through. We're going to go ahead and pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. All right, playing a mountain for turn. Wow, I'm just like getting every possible ramp spell out of this deck, and it's not the time for it. Tapping for 2 mana to play Fire Diamond, which comes in tapped and taps for 1 red mana. I will then tap this for a red to play Expedition Map. Tap that for 2 to sacrifice Expedition Map. Get a basic land, reveal it, put it in your hand. There it is. Goes into my hand. And then you shuffle library. Tapping these 2 for 4 mana to tap that to draw a card. Okay, another land. All right. We're going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4 with 1 floating for Jalum Tome. We're going to use 1 of the floating. Well, we'll just tap 2 and leave that one floating because it's another draw artifact. We pay 2, tap it to draw a card, then discard a card. So we will draw this, and my gosh, it's another land, but we'll discard that mountain. I have 1 floating and 2 mana left, but there's nothing I can do with it. I have to tap that to sacrifice it, so could have done the mana differently to draw a card, but whatever. Yeah, we're gonna have to pass. I love the mana ramp on that. Oh my god, like, when do you ever see mono red ramping that great, but I'm not getting any value out of it. So we untap over here, upkeep, draw. We'll tap 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3 for a total of 7. Pelako Worm. A 7/7 with trample. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 7 life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When he dies, draw a card. All right, we might as well do this. So we're going to tap 1, 2, 3 for band together. Up to 2 target creatures you control each deal damage equal to their power to another target creature. All this massive damage, 7 and 4 is going at Ren and Seri, going to destroy it. Well, that's technically the commander damage, and then now he costs 2 more to cast. They cost 2 more to cast. But that's all we can do. Unfortunately, I'm top decking. As I said, the only thing really lacking in this deck is I need more card draw. I need to keep drawing, if not lands, definitely creatures. Well, actually, the other way around. If not creatures, then definitely lands. Pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Let's see here. We're going to put these tokens all up top here. All right, another land. That's a Manor Gate. Comes in tapped, right? Yes. Taps are green, and we will say, you know what? We'll say white because both of these gates tap for green or white. Well, I guess the smart blue, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to recast Rin and Seri. Nothing else really comes of it, though, unfortunately. I can't even cast a second spell to get a buff on this. We can still attack, you know, but that's 6 little goblins over there that could come swinging in. I think we need to hold. Oh, wait, this is untapped. Okay, so we do have a flyer. Sorry, we will go to combat and swing this in the air at you. 1, 2, especially since you just gained 7 life. Now, the melee, it says, like, when you attack, it gets +1/+1 for each opponent being attacked. So I guess it gets it. I think it would be a 3/3, but I still really don't understand it, nor do I really care all that much in this situation. So we'll let it go. I mean, that would cumulatively have been 2 damage. If it turns out that he survives with 2 damage, then we know it was the melee. But I'm going to go ahead and pass. There's no other abilities or anything over here. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Big money. But I'm loath to play this card because we saw it last game and it was very powerful last game. However, we don't want to drag the game out, so we will. 1, 2, 3 for Krenko, Tin Street Kingpin. These 2 cards together are very gross. Not broken combo gross, but pretty gross. Whenever he attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on him, and then create a number of 1/1 goblins equal to his power, his total power. However, this says whenever you put a +1/+1 counter on an army, goblin, or an orc, you put an extra one. So every time he attacks, he's getting 2 +1/+1 counters and popping out a crap ton of goblin tokens. Unfortunately, we're not amassing the army, which is literally the whole crux of why I built the deck, but that's fine. I think it's definitely going to. I like it so far. It's going to morph into obviously a goblin army deck. You know what I mean? It's gonna, more cards that kind of synergize with these two a little bit more and make a bunch of goblin tokens. And then also all the amass cards in red and green, red and black, just to have cool armies. But again, it's just going to make one army really big. So unless I give it equipment that makes it trample or something, it's easily chump blocked and easily destroyed. So we're going to move to combat as before. I will send it while I can. Actually, even better, yes. Him at you. And we do have 6 1/1 goblins. I'm actually going to, so he's definitely going to get through because he can't be blocked by anything with greater power. So he gets through no matter what, 3 damage. If I send all the goblins in that direction as well, 2 of them will get destroyed, but we're going to start making more. So I think that's a viable option. And so in that case, we're going to want to hold off on making any other attacks. When our ring bearer attacks, we get to draw a card and then discard a card. Yeah, I'll get rid of the battle scarred goblin. I'm going to go ahead and well, wait a second. So we're in combat, sorry. That all happened. Drew a card, discard a card. You've got 3 damage for sure, 1, 2, 3, and then 6 goblins. You're going to block 2 of them. They go down to 4, but you're going to take 4 damage, 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got the menace, so that's going to go up to 6 commander damage, and then 2 more damage. Now, second main phase, we'll tap 1, 2, 3 to play Whisper Silk Cloak. Creature can't be blocked and has Shroud, so we're going to want to put the Shroud on the Krenko so that he can't be destroyed because he's going to be our workhorse for this game if he's allowed to stay. No end step triggers, I believe, so we will pass. Over to this crazily awesome amount of mana for red that has nothing to do with it. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. I'll play Mirrored Landscape, comes in tapped. I will tap the Fire Diamond, and that's true. So that's one, and then we'll tap this for 2 mana to play Gimli's Axe. Equipped creature gets +3/+0. As long as it's equipped to a legendary, it has Menace, which is very good. We will then tap for another 2 mana to equip it. So now he is a 4/1 with Menace. Unfortunately, everybody has 2 or more creatures, so they can definitely block. Let's see what the easiest. Well, actually, sorry, he's a 5/2. 5/2, so that's even better. I think we're going to go ahead and tap 2 and tap this to draw a card and discard a card. Yep, we will go ahead and discard the mountain. Then I'm going to tap 2 more for 4 mana to tap the tome and draw a card. Okay, okay. Something. We're going to go 1, 2, and 3 to play Sword of Vengeance. The equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has First Strike, Vigilance, and Trample and Haste. But I need 3 mana to equip it, and I'm all out of mana, which is hilarious considering. So he's starting to make himself a bit of a threat, because that would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's a 7/3 or 7/2. Yeah, 7/2. But that's 7 damage that would, if it connects, it would be to everybody. So everyone's probably going to start looking at this, but everybody's kind of a threat, so that's nice. We're going to pass. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Okay, we're going to tap 2. Play Rampant Growth, get a basic, put on the battlefield, tapped and shuffle. Not great. We're not getting the creatures we need over here. Okay, so I don't want to, like, I know what's in some of the hands, and so I have to try and make it so, like, I'm being objective in how would this character in this situation play. I don't want to swing out. Everyone's got a lot of, they're not crazy big, but they're enough. However, we do want to do something because I got a 7/7 with trample. We can't just let it sit there. And you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 5/2. So I think the trap rather is going to be I'm like, oh, I'm going to swing at you and get through, and you're like, okay, so you're swinging a 7/7 with trample at me. Cool. I'm going to block with Kediss, who is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/2, but in response, oh wait, I can't. Ah, shoot, I don't have the red mana. Dang it, dang it, dang it. There you go. Always leave colored up, right? So that's even worse. I'll still block because I can easily recast and re-equip. So, as I said, he's a 5. So 2 is going to get through. 1, 2. And he goes back to the command zone, costs 2 extra to cast. This falls off and sits there next to that sword. Gimli's axe is just laying on the ground in the middle of the battlefield. All right, we're going to pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to play Riparian Tiger, or as I like to call him, Rip Roarin' Tiger. He's a trampoline 4/4. When he enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. Whenever he attacks, if you pay 2 energy, he gets +2/+2 until end of turn. I'm probably not going to remember that, but it's the only energy this deck creates, so it's not like it's going to keep going up. But I played a cat, which means I get another dog, which means I get 2 more dogs, so it's up to 5. So that is cool. Again, they're mixed between summoning sickness and not, so I just won't attack with any of those dogs. Unfortunately, everybody else is. I got a good board state, but they're little. So I really can't. And that was my first spell of the day. If I did play another spell, I could put a +1/+1 counter on that. So, you know, you are open, but it's, I mean, do I even really bother? But you've got a 4-3. I have a 4-4. So you can kill it, which is not good. We're going to move to combat. We're going to swing all of these cats. Oh, that's true. I suppose we could look into his ability, right? It deals damage to any target equal to the number of dogs you control, and you gain life equal to the number of cats. So 4, or 5, 6, 7. 7 dogs, so do 7 damage, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I gain 6 life. Actually, that's probably a good idea. Okay, so first things first, then, what we're going to do is green, red, white, tapping Rin and Seri to do just that. So 5, 6, 7, no other dogs. So you are going to take 7 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to gain 6 life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Then we're going to go to combat, and then I'm going to swing 2 in the air at you. 1, 2. Now we'll pass. There's no end step triggers. I didn't make any tokens. Oh, I did, but they doubled, so we got them. All right, untap, upkeep, draw for turn. We'll play the swamp I just played. I will tap 2, actually, tap 2 to equip Whisper Silk Cloak to you, so now he can't be blocked and he has Shroud. No other thing. So I'm going to tap 2 to play Fleet Feather Sandals, and then pay 2 to equip it. I think we'll just go ahead and equip it to you. So now they all have some cool stuff going. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to move to combat. I am going to swing a lot. I'm going to swing 4 goblins at you and the orc army. Oops. Nobody has open mana. Well, you have a lot of open mana, but no cards. You know, there's no going to be no instance. So we're just going to do it one piece at a time, whereas it would, of course, all happen at once. 4, 5, 6. You're going to take 6 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sending Urk-hai and Mahur at you. He's in the air. 1, 2, 3, and then that's 2 in the ground, but it's menace. You only have 1. So 5 total damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When he attacks, the ring bearer attacks, I draw a card and discard a card. I'll discard the land I drew. I will also attack you with Krenko. So when I do that, Franco gets a +1/+1. However, that makes it 2 counters. And then I make goblins equal to the amount of counters he has. Well, equal to his power, rather. They're all 1/1s. But there's going to be 3 of them. Not that big of a deal right now, but it's going to get out of hand pretty quick. All right, and I have 3 blockers. Awesome. That's a really solid turn. Nothing else I can do. We're going to pass. There's no end step triggers. I didn't forget anything, I don't think. Okay, so we come over here. We untap all this crazy mana and things. We draw for turn. All right, that's actually a good card to draw right now. I'm going to remember our stuff taps for additional 1, 2 to replay Kediss. I am then going to, well, first of all, let's do things right. Gonna tap that for 2 to equip Gimli's axe. I will tap 2 and this with 1 red floating to equip Sword of Vengeance. I will use the 1 red floating to cast Messenger Speed, enchanting him so he has haste and trample. Now, you came at me for quite a bit. This is a lot coming at me too. I do have trample, and you only have 3 goblins. But I don't like. You're top decking though, but you still have a 7/7. I'm at 21 life. Although all the goblins are also a threat, and all the cats and dogs, so everything's a threat. But you smacked me, so I'm going to smack you. That's how the world works, right? I'm going to swing it at you. So he's got menaced, so actually I don't even need to worry about the trample or anything. But, so he's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then in response, going to tap for 2 red to play target creature or antagonize. Target creature gets +4, +3 until end of turn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's what I wanted to see, folks. He is an 11 something, getting through with 11 commander damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And guess what? Because he hit commander damage, everybody, or combat damage, everybody takes 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Look at that. 33 damage in one hit. That's what I like to see. That's what the deck is supposed to do. Now, I am, of course, wide open at 21 life, and there's no way I'm going to survive. We're going to go ahead and tap this to sack Mirrored Landscape and get 2 mountains on the battlefield tapped. Not that it's going to matter, but we just wanted to do that and get it out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and tap 2 to sacrifice Letter of Acceptance to draw a card. Cool card, but nothing that's going to help me right now. I currently only have 1 red mana left. Not enough to do anything. Can't even sacrifice any of these things or draw. So unfortunately that was a nice hurrah at the end there. Way too long to get there. He needs to do that like 5 turns ago, but that was still cool. We're going to pass. We're going to untap over here. Draw. I mean, doesn't really help me. I'm going to cast it, but it's a destruction spell, and I'm not even really sure what is really worth it. It feels foolish and unnecessary to worry about blowing anything on his board state up. I guess we'll go ahead and tap 4 mana to return to Earth, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. Now we could do the parallel lives, I suppose. It is still a big deal. But I'm wondering if the thing on Krenko is even bigger. We'll go ahead and get rid of parallel lives. That's always a big target. We're gonna move to combat. We're gonna swing the 7/7 trample at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And not much else we can do. We're gonna pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. And I'm realizing, obviously, that in this situation, now I want to start using Rin and Seri's ability and not worry about attacking with them, whatever. I will tap this for green to play Charge Through. All of my creatures have trample until end of turn, but more importantly, I draw a card. Awesome card, but not anything helpful right now, and it's not a cat or dog. This one is, though. 1, 2, 3, 4 to play Alms Collector. Cute little cat version. It's a 3/4 with flash. If an opponent would draw 2 or more cards, instead you and that player each draw a card. I'm going to make a dog. Now it's just 1 dog. You know what? We might actually want to attack, so I make a dog. Just because, oh yeah, actually I can do this. We'll tap a green and 1 other to play Jolral Monvuli Recluse. It's a 1/2. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, make a 2/2 green cat creature token. And you can pay a bunch of mana to make things have base toughness equal to your cards in hand, but I only have 2, so that'd be stupid. But we're going to tap to play Crash Through. Creatures you control gain trample until end of turn, and you draw a card. A little redundant since I played that already. I will play the land I just drew, which is Command Tower in the Cybertron form. Okay, this dog has summoning sickness, and that's it. Ah, how stupid. I just said I wanted to do Rin and Seri's thing. It's fine. I screwed up. We'll probably pay the price for it, but whatever. These 2 actually have summoning sickness down here. Right. You only have 3 goblins open, but you're going to start going crazy with them. And on your upkeep, you're going to have 7 to play with. You're still bad, but we need to deal with this. That's also a threat too, but we're going to swing pretty much all of this your way. The flyer will still come at you. We're going to pay that thing so he gets that buff. And, oh, did I play a second spell? I did, so he gets that. Boom. There we go. Awesome. And this little Arcbound will go at you just to do a little bit of damage. So again, we're going to do them separately, but that's the declared attackers. 3 for you. 1, 2, 3. You have no blockers. Oops, 3 I said. The 2 in the air. 1, 2. You have no flyers. Then this is the one, so pretty much everything is a 1, 1, except for this is a 2, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. So it's 9 damage. You know, I think he'll take it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Now you've got 29 health. You're down to 16, 11, 7. But you just swung out 1, 2, 3. You got 4 blockers. It's iffy, but I think we're gonna be okay. Well, he thinks he's gonna be okay. There's no end step triggers. We're going to pass. Now I probably should have, like I said, I should have done Ridden Series ability. That might have been a bit of a deciding factor, but we'll see. I now have 7 goblins. We'll move these back for temporary because there are about to be more. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Go ahead and tap 3 to play Pristine Talisman. It's a mana rock that taps for colorless and you gain a life when you tap it, which is cool. We will tap 1, 2, 3, and tap that for 4, so we gain a life. And play Isildur's Faithful Strike. It's a legendary instant. You may cast a legendary instant only if you have a legendary creature, which I do, thankfully. Actually, I have 3. Destroy target creature. If its controller has more than 4 cards in hand, they exile cards from their hand equal to the difference. Let's see. What's the truest threat here? You still only have 1 card. That was a fluke because you had the buff, so you're not going to do 11 again, theoretically. I think you're the threat. You got the most life. We're going to go ahead and target Rin and Seri justifiably, so now it costs 4 to cast extra. You don't have more than 4 cards in hand, so that's fine. Now we're going to move to combat. Let's see what we can do here. 7 damage there. You do have it, so we'll send these two, all of this at you. That's 7 damage, or that's 7, 8, 9. 8 creatures. You can block 1. Absolutely 7 damage is getting through. There's nothing you can do. Then we're going to send the rest. Krenko is definitely coming at you again. Then, let's see. I mean, I guess I should. Let's see. This is flying. You no longer, well, you have a flyer, but he's tapped. And this is, yeah, so these 2 at you, this at you. So, triggers, I draw a card and discard a card. Unfortunately, I don't have any cards, so that is kind of dumb. So that just, but thankfully it's just a mountain, so that's actually helpful. Shoot, I lost my train of thought. Flying in, okay, so this is going at you. So 3 damage, 1, 2, 3. Then this is going at you. No, this is going, yes, at you. 1, 2. These are going at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Doom. Boom, you are dead. You took that. And then finally, he's coming at you, but trigger. It's going to go up, getting 2 more, so 4. We're going to make 5 goblins to block with. And then 4, 5. You're going to take 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Didn't I just... Oh, I think it was 9. It went down to 6. That's why. Okay, so I got blockers. I didn't draw extra cards. I killed 1 person, which is impressive for this deck. And now we're going to go ahead and pass. There's no end step. Untap, upkeep, Draw for turn. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to tap for 2 to play Cast into the Fire, choosing deal 1 damage E to each of. Oh, never mind, that doesn't work. I mean, I could blow up 2 goblins, but that's not going to be helpful. I was thinking I could deal 2 damage. I was going to kill that, but oops. I was going to kill that, but that doesn't help. Oh no, this is 5 actually. Good thing I knocked that over because it's actually, you make them not by the counters, you make them off his power, which is 5. I'll still cast into the fire, but we're going to exile target artifact. We'll exile the thing that's giving this shroud in the hopes that maybe someone can blow it up. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to play Gold Warden's Gambit. Now it has affinity for equipment, and I have a bunch of equipment. Or I have like 3, so it might mean it costs 3 less, I think. So we'll just untap that, I guess. But you create 5 2/2 red rebel creatures tokens. They gain haste until end of turn. For each of those tokens, you may equip something to it. Rebel, and there are 5 of them. And they have haste. Okay, so you've got 5 1/1 blockers. Yeah, I'm going to tap 2 and tap this to draw and then discard. Ah, that's what I wanted to see. I will definitely discard Burning Anger because I will tap 2 to play Trailblazer's Boots. Tap another 2 to equip it. One of my all-time favorite cards. So now it has non-basic land walk. However, oh, you have Rogue's Passage, haha, and you do too. So you don't have a Rogue's Passage, but you have non-basics over there, which means he can finally get through. However, I have no buff spell, so he's not huge anymore. Might as well, right? We'll go ahead and tap 2 to tap that to draw a card. It's a mountain. I'll play the mountain because I don't think I played a land this turn, but that doesn't help me. All right, so we're going to move to combat. I'm going to swing all 5 rebels at you, and I will swing Kediss at you as well, but he's unblockable. I'll probably die on somebody's crackback, but whatever. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, he has vigilance. Awesome. I didn't realize that last time. Yep. 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 damage to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Haha, love it. 5 2/2s, which is 10 damage. You could take it all and be at 1, but you know that's going to come at you. And I think, unfortunately, I think Goblins is dead no matter what it does, because the smart thing would be to block all of the rebels. None of those die, all the Goblins die, but now it is completely defenseless for them to swing in. So we'll do that, we'll block, but now we're defenseless, and he's got to have more than 15 or more than 11 damage over there. So we're going to pass. Man, I don't know. Kediss might actually be able to pull the win off. That's pretty hilarious if it does. So, oops, untap. Upkeep, draw. Hey, I do have a Rogue's Passage now. Haha. Alright, so it costs 8 to cast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that would leave me with 2 extra mana. I don't really know that that's all that important right now. Oops. So, okay, now we do have 6 dogs. We'll take this out of the way, just keep things simple. I don't even know why I'm putting that. I mean, technically, oh, that's true. I don't know. I wonder if that counts as a dog and a cat now. So that might have affected the tap thing. But what kind of damage do we have on board? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 over here. But he's got a blocker. Interesting. Unfortunately, I have nothing over here that I can sack to draw cards. So we're going to move to combat, obviously. As I said, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's going at you for sure. You have no blockers. You're dead. Again, this all happens at the same time. Combat damage all happens at the same time. But I'm just working through it to make sure, singly, to make sure we're not making any mistakes or less mistakes, hopefully, as the unskilled commander that we are. We collectively, as a group of the world of magic. All right, I think we're well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. The biggest thing over here is this. So he's going to block that with his and possibly even kill it. So that means 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gets through just under. Right. That's what we're doing. Because he's 3, 4, 3 and 2 is 5, 6. So he's a 6. He would kill this. So instead, before combat, I know. I shouldn't technically do this, but oh, I could make somebody unblockable. Huh. So if I made him unblockable, 4, and then he blocks this, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there you go. That's even better. That way it's not cheating so much. 1, 2, 3, 4, tapping Rogue's Passage to make Rip Roaring Tiger unblockable. And I swing the board at you. You have to block the Alms Collector, which you will kill. But 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're at 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom! There you go. Rin and Seri are your winners for match 3. I believe that makes them, best of 3. I think they won the first match, maybe. All right. I really like it, and I knew I would. I knew it was going to be a fun and again, relatively easy deck to build. It probably only needs some minor upgrades to be normal because I'm pretty sure none of these decks are they're good. They're doing okay against each other. But what turn is this, right? Just a lot of there was hardly any ramping over here. So this is probably turn like 12, 13, 14. That's too late. You want to be hitting turn like 8, 9, 10, you know? So they all need upgrades. But still, I'm very happy with these two. I'm happy with that. I'm a little surprised by how well that did at the end. It needs to do it faster, but that was a nice showing. That shows you what I was intending for that deck. But there you go. Hope you saw some cool cards, especially stuff from the new set, Lord of the Rings, and hope you had some fun watching. I will see you next time.